Christian Eriksen has become an integral part of Erik Ten Hag's Manchester United. Today, we're going to go through the reasons why. We're going to dive into a few stats and the tactics of the situation. Christian Eriksen has been playing as a left central midfielder in Erik Ten Hag's 4-2-3-1, been partnering Scott McTominay at the base of midfield. The reason why Christian Eriksen has become so integral is his skill set is so unique within the Manchester United squad. When you're simply going through Manchester United central midfielders, you're throwing in the likes of Fred, Casemiro in there, or even Bruno Fernandes. They're all very different midfielders than Christian Eriksen. You class Christian Eriksen as more of the playmaker of the side, the player that's going to play the pass through the midfield to allow one of his teammates to score or grab themselves an assist. Manchester United so far have adopted a number of different shapes in build-up, and obviously Christian Eriksen's ability on the ball allows him to play in a number of different roles. So from a footballing perspective, Manchester United do play with their high and wide wingers. Bruno Fernandes operates in number 10. And the fullbacks are involved quite high up the pitch, which leaves United building kind of a 3-diamond-3 shape. Usually what we see with Christian Eriksen is actually he slots in next to Martinez to allow him pick up this little pocket of space. I like to call it the Toni Kroos hole, or the left half space. Eriksen can get on the ball in these deep areas and then play forward. The interesting side with Eriksen is sometimes he does like to go direct, which suits some of Manchester United's attackers. We're talking Antony, we're talking Marcus Rashford, and Jadon Sancho all have got that pace to get in behind. But that vision and ability to move the point of the attack, I think, is quite unique within United's squad, hence why Christian Eriksen is so integral to this team. In terms of switches of play this season, Eriksen has switched the ball 19 times in the Premier League already, which is more than any other United player. That ability to play deep, switch the point of the attack is a really important part of Eriksen's game. Moving forward into the final third, if the build-up shape is slightly different. Malacia's in more of a holding position. Scott's sitting in front of the defence. Delo's slightly deeper. Eriksen will move into that advanced area from that deep-lying position. Again, it's something that he has become accustomed to. Very similar to Frankie de Jong for Ajax under Erik Ten Hag. Lasse Schöne would sit and would hold. And of course, Eriksen would move into those high areas. We've seen him to good effect in that inside left channel, moving into that area, and it gives United another way to unlock the door, another way to open up your opponents. If you remember the game against Liverpool in the Premier League, the 2-1 Man United win, Anthony Elanga was on that left-hand side. There was some sort of good combination play between Manchester United in terms of their attackers. Bruno was playing a little bit false nine at that point, but there was a really good little 1-2 between Anthony Elanga and Christian Eriksen, and that's something that's very different to other United players. You think Eriksen's got that touch, that sort of timing of pass, but also weight of pass to spin someone like Anthony Elanga into the box. Of course, allowed the cutback for Jadon Sancho to score. That other element of Eriksen of being this kind of 3-8 player. Sometimes he plays 6, sometimes he even sits at left centre half. Other times he's in number 10. Again, a really big, important part of his game. But moving to a more recent Premier League game, another reason why he adds that creativity and adds that spark into Manchester United attack, but also he's the player that plays a lot of line-breaking passes when United are in their possession-based shape. You need players to progress the ball into attacking midfield to allow United to play with the width, to allow United to use the combination plays, the third-man runs into the box. And Eriksen's probably the player that's got the best disguise in Manchester United's squad to kind of come in from like a slightly left-sided position and play a reverse pass into Bruno Fernandes. Of course, we saw that for the first goal against Arsenal. Eriksen broke the line after some really good possession play. United switched it through Sancho, through Rashford, and then, of course, Antony on the back post, that brilliant left-footed finish. But it all started with that brilliant ball from Christian Eriksen into the feet of Bruno Fernandes. Really good pace on it, good disguise on it, split Arsenal's two defensive midfielders and allowed United to score a goal. And not only that, very integral in the second goal in the game, again from a more deeper lying position, but quite quick. And one of the things that United are going to do against the bigger teams that play high lines like Arsenal did at Old Trafford. You know, they played a super high line because they want to squeeze the play and condense it. Of course, United have got pace. One of the big things that United have probably struggled to do is get Bruno Fernandes in a higher position to allow him to play that pass on the last line. Again, he's slightly inconsistent at times, but I think that'll get better and better. His through ball to Marcus Rashford against Arsenal was absolutely superb, but it started with quick thinking from Christian Eriksen, getting the ball and playing forward. Too many times we've seen United in that position, instead of playing that really penetrative pass into attacking midfield, we see sideways passes, we see ball, a lack of ball retention, a lack of ball progression. I know I'm talking, under previous managers. Now I think we see an actual idea in possession, that when the moment comes to fire that pass into Bruno Fernandes, he'll look and play through. And the final little thing in terms of from a tactical element of what I like about Christian Eriksen is he will make the runs in behind the defence. They will be quite rare from this defensive midfield position, but if the moment arises, if Manchester United are, looking to build down the right-hand side, with, let's say, Bruno Fernandes, you could see that move from Christian Eriksen, like for the Marcus Rashford second goal, where he span in behind the Arsenal defence and squared it to Marcus. Again, that's something he could do. He's quite a 360 player in a sense. We can see him deep in the middle of the park in attacking midfield, but also making those runs in behind the defence. So far, Christian Eriksen has been directly involved in 3 goals for Manchester United, 1 assist, and of course he's played 2 second assist passes that have led to an assister getting an assist and a goal scorer putting the ball into the back of the net. Let's take a look at a few stats to kind of round off this discussion against Arsenal. Not only did Christian Eriksen complete more passes than any other Manchester United player, but he completed more passes in the final third, created more chances as well. And I think you can really see and start to understand Eriksen's dynamism in this position when you look at his heat map. Not only is he getting involved deep in the Manchester United penalty area or in that sort of left centre-back position, as you can see there with that kind of deep heat map, but as well, he's getting involved in that final third, in the penalty area, in central midfield, real all-action player. Looking at the players that have played passes into Bruno Fernandes, only Diogo Dalot completed more passes into Bruno Fernandes than Christian Eriksen. He's a vital part of Manchester United's team. He's the player that's distributing the ball. United don't have any players like that. What I'm really excited to see, actually, is kind of when United you sort of move on through the season and we actually see Casemiro anchoring the midfield. Because what I loved about Casemiro, something I've spoke about previously, is his ability to play quick when under pressure. And I think that'll open up even more opportunities for United in these kind of faux counter-attacking systems, that if teams, a Liverpool or Arsenal, Man City, press United high on the ball at right fullback, let's say, moves through Casemiro dead quick, then Eriksen can look long, can look for Marcus Rashford, can look for Anthony maybe spinning in behind. And I think that'll give United a really dangerous element in there. If teams press high, ball to Eriksen, Eriksen looks for the long ball over the top. Again, they're not going to be successful every single time. As we can see with his stats against Arsenal, completed 3 of his 6 long passes, but it will give United goal-scoring opportunities, which is very, very important. I don't think there's a player that can come in and replace Eriksen in this United squad. He is integral right now, and United, in the next window, they need to get some support for Christian Eriksen, a similar mould of player, or even go back for Frankie de Jong. You never know with these things. But guys, that's been my thoughts today on Christian Eriksen's involvement for Manchester United so far this season. It's an absolute delight to watch the Danish playmaker and Manchester United as a whole evolve. Anthony, Dalot, Bruno Fernandes back to his best, Rashford scoring his goals. Just need Jadon Sancho to get a bit of confidence. United should be full-flowing in the attack. Thanks for watching, guys. Get into the comments below. Who have you been most impressed with as a Man United player this season? Tyrell Malacia? Lisandro Martinez, all great stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.